Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Martin and welcome to 2K Central. Hope you guys are having a good day. I sure am. I gotta really stop saying that. So we've got 3 character trailer videos so far that revolved around our main protagonist, Lincoln Clay, our Haitian ally Cassandra, and our lovable Irishman, Thomas Burke. I had to say it. And Vito Scaletta's trailer was finally released. They made us wait a little, but it's here. A sad thing is there's a lot of footage we've already seen, but we decided to do a little breakdown regardless. So here we go. Okay, so Vito Scaletta is the main protagonist from Mafia 2, so there's going to be some major spoilers in this video for anyone who's new to the series and still wants to play Mafia 2, so this is your last warning. We immediately get an image of Vito with that stone cold killer look on his face, and it then transitions into his eyes to show us everything from his perspective. Through his eyes we see the city of New Bordeaux and Frisco Fields, which is considered to be the more classy section of the city. During the day the rich mingle with one another and hide behind their smiles, but behind it all this area seems to be where the majority of the racial tension comes from. So Lincoln will be treated very harshly in this area by the general public and the police. Unlike Delroy Hollow, which he'll fit in a little more, and the area isn't a priority for the police, so you can get away with a little more there. And we then see this building, which seems to be a meeting point for some of the major characters very early into the game. We actually get to see more of this building in the World of New Bordeaux gameplay video series. Here Vito is smoking as he awaits Sal Marcano's arrival. It then cuts to Georgie sitting down with Vito and Sal as the two are having a meeting. It has the text "exiled by the Mafia," which is relating to the Mafia families in Empire Bay. After the events of Mafia 2, Vito and Joe had caused so much chaos. Vito was sent away by the Commission for his own protection to some extent and to work under the Marcano family in New Bordeaux. But Vito has no knowledge of what happened to Joe. But Sal views Vito as someone who's been sent by Leo Galante to spy on him. So this leads to a lot of tension between both Vito and Sal. Sal ends up giving him the worst possible jobs, the work that no one else wants. This leads to Vito starting to kind of hate Sal. We also got a little postcard from the Mafia 3 Twitter page back in April that gives us a little example of how Vito and Sal's relationship actually is. So this letter is addressed to L, meaning Leo Galante. Dear L, 17 goddamn years. After all this time you'd think Uncle Sal would get tired of jamming his head up my ass. Like that's ever gonna change. I'll deal with it, but what I can't deal with is this place is like a goddamn sweatbox. You need me back in EB, Empire Bay? Just say the word. I'll report back on our favourite uncle after I speak with him next week. So this could be a week before the meeting that we actually see in the trailer. And funny thing to gather from this letter, it seems like Leo Galante isn't too fond of Sal either, based on some of the jokes in here, our favourite uncle. It then transitions from a meeting with Sal to Vito being tied up and beaten, which really isn't a coincidence. It's also nice to see Vito wearing his classic brown jacket. Honestly, can't believe he kept that thing this whole time. It's gotta stink. It then also has the text targeted by his friends, which is rather interesting. Now, I think this is talking about the friends Vito has made during his time in New Bordeaux. He's been there for almost 17 years, so he's bound to have made some friends who happen to work for Sal Marcano. To back this up, we actually get a better view of what's going on in this clip from the E3 trailer. Based on the shadow, it seems like Lincoln is the one who saves Vito from this situation. Also, in a previous trailer, we get this information from a torture scene.
We're getting ready to fucking kill me. I was just doing what Uncle Sal told me to do.
I was just doing what Uncle Sal told me to do. So perhaps it was this guy who happened to turn on Vito. It seems like Sal got tired of Vito soon after the meeting and told some of his men, who happened to be some of Vito's friends, to kill him. But thankfully, Lincoln prevents it. It then transitions to Vito choosing from a bunch of weapons with the text to avenge their betrayal. So to get back at the Italian Mafia and his former friends who are now targeting him, he'll join a new family, and it cleverly shows each character he'll be working with: Lincoln, Burke, and Cassandra. It then shows a bunch of footage we've already seen, unfortunately. Makes me sad. But it eventually shows us a little more of the torture scene with Lincoln and Vito, which Lincoln seems to be really into. The interesting thing is the look on Vito's face. He seems rather sad about having to torture this guy, which kind of helps my previous theory that this is a former friend of Vito's. We also get the text and teach everyone what it means to be a made man, which Vito obviously has experience in, but he also has experience of losing it all, so don't teach them that. Along with this text we get a cool image of Vito looking badass as he holds a Tommy gun. We also see a small dock and a boat that is on fire in the bow, which we seen in the gameplay reveal at E3, but I won't spoil how that happens for anyone who chose not to watch the gameplay reveal. It then moves on to the exact same torture scene, with Vito picking up some pliers, about to torture this guy for answers as Lincoln watches on from the darkness, which is kind of creepy. It then transitions to Lincoln driving a car while Vito shoots from the passenger seat, and we finally get Mafia 3's motto: family isn't who you're born with, it's who you die for. Now, an interesting little note from the Mafia 3 website regarding Vito. Meet Vito Scaletta. He's seen it all, rising through the mob ranks, sent down to New Bordeaux by the commission from Empire Bay. He's a man shaken by his past. He's a man bound by loyalty as he's pushed to the brink. What will finally make him rise up against the Italian mafia he's served for so long? Lincoln Clay, dash the revenge for a lifelong friend. Ooh, I wonder who that is. But clearly when it comes to Joe, we got information from a developer who's working on the game, Matthias Warch, name butcher. He said that Vito was also unaware of what happened to Joe. So it's very interesting that they added that in there to tease us Mafia 2 fans. But I think Vito honestly doesn't know what happened to Joe. He's just told that he's dead, and he's going to learn what happened to Joe along with us. But yeah, that is the end of the video, guys. Unfortunately, there wasn't too much to talk about in this trailer in regards to the clips they showed. But what I want to know is, what's been your favourite character trailer so far? Honestly, I think mine's has to be Burke. I think he was the character who needed a trailer the most, because I feel like that trailer won a lot of people over. But let us know what you think. And I want to take this moment to thank you guys for 13,000 subscribers. We love you, and we're 2,000 away from the original goal. What the hell is going on? But seriously, we appreciate you guys, and you mean so much. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Mafia 3 will be released October 7th on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Stay tuned for more Mafia-related content here on 2K Central. Alright, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Everything's absolutely splendid. Walking down the street, and you hear that heavy beat, can't help it.